$10,000. $10,000 was the price that made the biggest difference for us over the past few weeks. Want to discuss this. Welcome back to Unlock. My name is Richard Anderson. I am doing direct sales since 2016 and moved from retail direct sales to door-to-door, really everything you can imagine, a big recruiting business too. I'm here because a lot of the people that I've worked with in the past, they've come back to ask me, thankfully, for training and for stuff and copy some of the things. It's a copy, cheat, and steal business, and I've been able to help other people. I think this is a great method to get and reach all of you through YouTube, through Spotify, through whatever platform you're choosing to listen to this to. So if you can subscribe or share this with somebody, it's really helpful. I wanted to talk about the huge, immense, underrated ability to get trained. I've been doing door-to-door for 5 or 6 years, and we have a team that knocks hundreds of thousands of doors, if not millions of doors per year. And we found somebody, as we were getting into a new industry, we found somebody that had been in that industry, had found success quickly, and we paid $10,000 for this person to train us for 5 days. We basically borrowed a top trainer from another business to consult us for 5 days, not even to do much specific work, but actually just help us, talk to us, train us, consult us for 5 straight days. And one thing I noticed is our not only sales are up, not only, and it's only been 3 of the 5 days, we're in the middle of it right now. It's the level of hope and belief and how much it goes up when you just invest into your people. So, I've just had an amazing experience because not only, he's a good man and he's a fantastic leader, and how many of the ways that I look up to him as a very young man. Also, he's extremely skilled, and also he's an extremely good teacher. I can tell he's an excellent teacher because when I listen to him talk or teach, I realize I can do it. I don't feel like it was hard. I don't feel like he's doing things that only he can do. I feel that I can do it too. I feel like I'm almost dumb for not thinking of that, or for not applying that earlier, or for not putting that together. And it just brings me back to the amazing and, again, underrated ability to invest in yourself, invest in training, invest in your own skills, because $10,000 in the world of business, in the world of massive corporate, it's not a lot of money, but it can mean the world to somebody like us, to somebody like myself, to where we are accessing, just imagine you thought you were doing good, and then you discover you're not even 10% of the way. And you discover all these things you're doing wrong. It can also flow and affect positively all your other avenues of business because, success principles apply to many businesses the same way, right? And man, just something as simple as learning signs of life and not wasting time if somebody's not home. Just something simple as territory or knocking strategy, something as simple as head nodding and smiling. I realize that when you're not sure what's going on, if you're in a spot that you're not sure what's going on, how can you improve? Things seem to be frustrated and you're not so happy with the results you get, even with the people you're working with, chances are you're the problem. And I would encourage you to think right now, if you're listening, this is so difficult to think, but that's why I'm trying to pause here. Imagine if you discovered tomorrow that all the work you're doing, that you're working 90 hours a week, 80 hours a week, you're doing everything you can. You're that guy, you're the guy, the gal. And you just discover tomorrow that you are operating at 20% of what you can really accomplish. You're missing 80%. Immediately you get a heart attack thinking, I can't work that's only 100, I would have to work 400 hours a week. But then you realize that it's not that. It's just the time is being spent wrong. The skill is not there. Can you imagine, right? You've been driving your car, your 8-cylinder car, for a year. And then after a year, you're not so happy with it. You realize it was only using 2 out of the 8 cylinders. And you were finding that it isn't so slow. It's not the fastest, but it isn't so slow. But you're still only operating 2 out of the 8 cylinders. 1 out of the 8 cylinders. The other 6, you just haven't clicked that button. Can you imagine discovering those beautifully untouched, oiled, nice, ready to be used 6 or 7 cylinders? What would that do to the power of your car? What would that do to the speed? And so we're the car. You as the business, as the team, you're the car, and your skill is the engine. And you're running. You're probably operating at a level now. Maybe your engine's kind of, at its last, you're running out of gas. You're You got to replace the cylinder. What if you just discovered tomorrow? Like, what would that make you feel? And if you're like me, you're probably thinking right now, that's not possible. There isn't 6 more cylinders. I've been doing this for me, I've been doing this for 8 years. And I just rediscovered my entire way of selling door to door. And I've been doing this door to door specifically for 5 or 6 years. And if you ask others, they would say we've done fairly decent. And I just rediscovered my entire life, and it just cost us $10,000 of investment, future money that we can invest into new skills. And some guy that's not even 25 years old completely changed our lives because, again, skill is just the learning of skill, so underrated and underpaid. So here's my challenge to all of you is before you quit, before you leave to do something else, which is what the nature of human being, we think we've accomplished so much and we just don't see anybody else around us doing any better. Or if they are doing some better, you're not willing to make the exchange of whatever they're doing for not, because they might be working 20, 30 more hours than you. Maybe you're not willing. I promise you, before you make a drastic decision that you can't go, you can't rewind on, unearth, unpackage, unbundle the skills and find if there's a possibility you can go outside of your network. Is there somebody that can teach you something you don't know? Is there a way that your average person that sells 1 a day, the average worst person could be selling 2.5? It's a massive difference. Massive. All of a sudden, your problems, your frustrations completely shift. And that's what we've discovered. And I am so excited. I'm so pumped. I can't wait to pay more, to find more situations like this, because I think the world has a lot more in storage for you than you think and you see just at the blink of an eye. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully you look into your career. Hopefully you find, hopefully if you don't have any money to invest, hopefully you find it and you pour it all out to find the skills, because if you're putting in the time, chances are you can find the skills and you can double your business, you can triple your business. We are so excited. I've never been so excited for my business in a very long time. And it's because I have this huge unconquered space. Hopefully it helps. We'll see you in the next one.